This scenario is about independence. There once lived a man who liked to be independent. He did not want to be bothered. He did not want to just be stressed by anyone. He just felt like he could be independent, and he felt like if he had to rely on help, that it just made him weak. And over time, as he got older, he didn't want to go to a nursing home. He didn't want to go to a nursing facility or a group home. He needed to maintain his independence, because he felt like that's what made him stronger. And the doctors actually agreed, because they felt like the more he did things on his own and the more he was able to move around and felt like he was independent, it gave him a sense of living. It gave him a sense of wanting to push forward and take care of himself. However, in his situation, even though he was quite independent physically, mentally he still needed help. Mentally he still needed support, because independence does not mean that you should be lonely. Independence does not mean that you shouldn't have companionship. Independence does not mean that you should be isolated. Independence just simply means that I want to be able to feel like I am still of value to the community. Yes, you are of value to the community because you have put into the community. What we currently have as our present is as a result of you putting and pouring into the present. And so him being independent is something that he has an entitlement to. However, he still needed support. And so Mr. Felix had reached out to Heart Foundation about needing support, because he knew that even though he was independent and he wanted to remain independent, he still needed help with managing tasks, because occasionally Mr. Felix would forget stuff. And however, Mr. Felix wasn't even going through any early stages of dementia or Alzheimer's. It was none of that. He was just growing older and he just needed help remembering things. And so Mr. Felix reached out to us to say, look, I need help remembering things as simple as my grandbaby's birthdays. I need help remembering, to call the doctors and follow up my appointment. I need help remembering to just go do my blood work. I need help remembering to, pay my bills. Even though I have it on auto pay, sometimes I forget. And Mr. Felix told us that he doesn't want to put some bills on auto pay, because when it's on auto pay, he doesn't trust that they would not continue to take out money. So he wanted to keep some bills off auto pay and be reminded to make those bill payments. So we actually walked Mr. Felix through that process. We also taught Mr. Felix how to connect with his grandkids, because he said he wanted to communicate with his grandkids more and see them because they were in another state. And so we kind of walked Mr. Felix through getting Zoom and Teams and all the video calls, so that he's able to connect with his grandkids. Mr. Felix also wanted to know more about like music and all, so we showed him some music that he can actually listen to on YouTube and all of those different things. Mr. Felix called us and said, you know what, I want to be independent, however I would like to know more about the Caribbean culture, because that's something that he has an interest in. And so we looked up some Caribbean music playlist and we sent it to him. So we've done some things to help Mr. Felix remain independent but still feel like he's connected to the society. Mr. Felix wanted to also know about making friends with other elderly people that lived in the US. And so we connected Mr. Felix with some other elderly people that he can connect with weekly via virtual Zoom call. So Mr. Felix is able to still maintain his independence in his home as he wanted to, but still is able to utilize Heart Foundation. So we helped Mr. Felix by we still check on Mr. Felix as we're supposed to twice a week. We help Mr. Felix with remembering tasks that he wants to, remember. We've also connected Mr. Felix with little resources around his area to keep him up to par, to keep him up to date. Mr. Felix is very happy, and he has told me multiple times that he would put us on auto pay because he wants to continue the services until his end of time.